Hi everyone, back again for a FullTyne Report from Saturday. I decided to leave it a couple of days due to how poor it was. But yeah, I'm really excited to be talking to you guys, and I hope you get something out of this and understand the direction I would like to see the team go in the future, and understand why the performance on Saturday was a bit poor. But here it is, the FullTyne Report for Newcastle United v Aston Villa. All right, guys, before we get started, remember Super 6 is on the go, 39 members in it. The winner will win that shirt for nothing. Unbelievable prize. Buzzing I'm doing that. For anyone who's not subscribed to the channel, if you do subscribe, I would love it if you hit that button, just for the reason that you might actually win a free prize for nothing. I mean, look at this. This is when I hit 500 subscribers. It's a Bobby Robson limited edition t-shirt. Sealed, never been opened, and that will be for anyone who subscribes to the channel and is luckily to be picked at random after I hit 500 subscribers. So good luck to everyone. So let's dive into the game. So, you know, after getting beat convincingly off West Ham, especially in that second half performance last weekend, we expected Steve Bruce to be a bit more defensive, but he actually, for me, he actually lined up with a bit more attack intent on the field, which was a bit of a surprise. But very, very frustrating. So this is how the team's lined up. So this is Villa, you know, with a 4-5-1, really controlled the midfield with that lineup. That's what they were trying to do. And then, you know, they've got Danny Ings making his debut up front on his own. But technically, he wasn't really on his own, though. You know, he did have support. So, but yeah, they were missing a couple of key players, but it didn't really show. But a 4-2-3-1 is how the lineup says it was. Newcastle, however, as you can see, looks very defensive, but we were some attack and talent on that field, but not used correctly. 5-3-2. I've pointed this out many a times. Miggy does not play well when he's sitting in a free in front of a back five. It doesn't work for us, but that's how we lined up anyway. Into the action, so it could have been a completely different story, couldn't it? Even just after 4 minutes, you know, a long ball over the top. Wilson was tight with his defender, with his man on, you know, holding him. He turned him. He ran through on goal. He was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He looked cool, composed. You know, it looked like he was going to put the ball in the back of the net. A bit like the Leicester game. I was expecting him to go round the goalkeeper, but he decided not to. He tried to place it into the corner, and he put it just wide. I would like to see him gone round the goalkeeper, to be honest with you, because I think that would have been the better option to score. So, you know, that was our only real clear-cut chance of the 90 minutes. And disaster struck in the 45th +3, right at the very end of the injury time in the first half. Ball got played down the right. Lascelles was under a bit of pressure. I hear a lot of people saying, why didn't you play it back to the goalkeeper? But if you watch it, you would have to bring the ball down, turn, and then get the ball back to the keeper. And if you'd done that and then played a bad pass or mucked it up and they went on and scored from there, you would have all complained about why didn't Lascelles just get rid of it? He tried to get rid of it, but he sliced his clearance, and it was a terrible clearance, unfortunately. But you can't blame Lascelles for the goal, because the reason why the goal came about from the throw-in is that Hayden was limping back and he was injured, and Steve Bruce didn't take him off. He took that risk of waiting to get to half-time, to get into the treatment room and to see if he would be all right. And unfortunately, because of that, the ball got swung in. Danny Ings found 2 yards of space. You shouldn't even give him a yard, never mind 2. And he absolutely rifled a bicycle kick into the back of the net. And it was a great goal, contender for goal of the week quite easily. And there was no coming back from that. We went in at half time. We made some changes. There weren't fantastic changes, but obviously Hayden had to come off at half time for Sean Longstaff. Didn't really make much of a difference. Joe Linton came on later in the game, the 78th minute, to try and change the formation and to try change things up a little bit, but none of that worked either. There's some more controversial decisions. Obviously, their second goal, El Ghazi with a penalty. I don't think it was, after watching it a couple of times, I don't think it was controversial in the end. I was at work. I was very angry. A few things got thrown around because he didn't touch the player, but the intent was there. It was a high foot. If he'd been another quarter of a yard closer to him, he could have had studs in the head. So fair play. It just would have been nice for VAR to be able to afford to have the wording high foot, reason why it was a penalty, not handball, because that confused everyone. So the Premier League needs to look at that very, very quickly. And then we go on to the next controversial decision, and it was an absolute shocker again. VAR is not doing the job it's supposed to have done. So below, the picture below is the Man United goal that stood. Clearly see the red line is in front of the white line, meaning Hernandez was actually offside when he rifled that volley into the back of the net eventually. But because of the new legislation and the law, giving the benefit of doubt to the striker, they didn't call it offside. However, look at Wilson. Wilson is literally, if anything, half a foot offside compared to Hernandez, who's probably half a body offside. The lines themselves, the black line is actually behind the claret line, which would say he was onside. So how is VAR given that offside? It's absolutely atrocious. Now, I'm not going to go down this whole corruption and, the Premier League are after us and blah, blah, blah. It's just a poor decision and the inconsistency we all saw of last year of how VAR was used, creeping straight back into week 2 of the Premier League season. It's shocking. It needs to be rectified, and the Premier League needs to come out and explain how they can give one decision onside and then a week later give an even tighter decision offside. It shouldn't be happening. With the amount of money that's at stake, these problems should be ironed out by now. It's pathetic. And then Wilson doesn't get the penalty, and the keeper doesn't even get a yellow card or red card for a challenge. Even if it is offside, the goalkeeper mauled Wilson. It was an absolute shocking challenge. So if the penalty's not given, the goalkeeper should be sent off for dangerous play in my eyes. He could have really hurt him, and he did hurt him. Luckily he got back up from it. But goalkeepers shouldn't be allowed to do that. They come diving out high with the knees. If a player did that in the middle of the pitch, you'd be sent off for dangerous foul play. So the goalkeeper should have got the same punishment. They're not fairies. They're not meant to be protected as much as they are. It was a shocking, shocking decision. Then disaster strikes. 2-0 down, change of formation, nothing works forward. We didn't even have one shot on target in that whole game. Absolutely pathetic. And then you've got Steve Bruce coming out making excuses. Oh, VAR this, VAR that. I saw good things. We're going to improve. We're not. Steve Bruce, our fan base, says, we do not want you. 3% of our fan base have said we would hope that our manager would remain. We don't want you. We literally, I've never wanted him. I know there's a few fanboys out there of Steve Bruce, but I've never wanted him ever. He's not good enough. He was lingering around in the Championship, and he's got a Premier League job that he should not be at. It's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. The other thing about Steve Bruce is he constantly keeps playing players out of position. So I'm going to take you back to the 5-3-2 formation there. Miggy, out of position. Richie, not a left wing back. Did a great job last season when he came back in and worked his socks off, but we should have improved in that area. Danny Murphy, I'm a little bit Jacob Murphy, sorry, I'm a little bit disappointed with him so far because I was hoping he was going to mould into a good right wing back. First 2 games of the season proved he can't. St. Maximum, love him to bits, not a number 10. Does not play behind the striker. He's a right winger or a left winger. You are taking away his ability to go past players and be dangerous, not only when he's on the ball, but when he's off the ball, because he attracts other defenders. If you had him out on the right wing, you would have 2 defenders trying to cover that one player, which leaves holes in the middle of the pitch. Holes which then Miggy, Shelvey, Longstaff, Wilson, Fraser, even Joe Linton, they could exploit those holes. You are not using this team to its full capabilities, and you're not picking the right formation to suit the players we have. You're trying to do something that enforce players to play out of position, which is making us weak. It's pathetic. It needs to stop. Now, think about this for a second. This, for me, is our best formation, or almost our best formation, because you could go 4-2-1-3, potentially. But I think a 4-3-3. Now, look where Almiron is in there in that formation. That's where I want to see him. Up high up the pitch when he gets the ball. If you look at these goals that he scored for Paraguay, for Atlanta, he's driving at people inside the box or just outside it. Not from the halfway line. He's doing it in the danger areas. He's committing defenders. You can't do it from that position where Bruce is playing him. It's impossible. ASM on the right wing, both of them could interchange and drag players everywhere, make holes again for people like Willock to run into, for Shelvey to pick passes, for Longstaff to run into. You know, we don't have, I mean, even Lewis has got the pace to get up that left wing and get back again as a left back. Mantua needs to be sold probably, and a new right back needs to be put in, but he is the best right back we have at our football club, so that's why he's in there. Lascelles and Fernandez probably our 2 best centre backs, and Woodman our best fit goalkeeper, and probably one of the best goalkeepers at the club behind Dubravka. But you need to start looking at this formation and giving it a chance. Now, if Almiron doesn't show it in a 4-3-3 in the attacking sense, then I'll say he's not good enough for the Premier League, and I'll say he's not good enough for our team. But until he's played in that position, I will not criticise him, because he's doing something that's completely out of his comfort zone and he's trying his best. If he's not good enough in that position, then you've got to drop him and play somebody else there. But 5 at the back does not work. It's time to go 4-3-3. It's time to be a bit more attack-minded. With those players, they've got the legs to get up and down the pitch. There's no reason why we can't give this a go. Hayden can just drop back and let them front 5 go at it with a bit of help from Lewis or Mantua, depending on what wing we're tacking down. But think about ASM causing trouble down the right wing, dragging players out, making those gaps, making those holes for Willock to run late into, for Almiron to get into, for Wilson to exploit. That is an exciting team for me. And I want to see it given a go. But will we see it from Steve Bruce? No, we fucking won't. Because he's absolutely useless. It's no points from 2 games. Massive game on Saturday now against Southampton. If we get beat off that, I can't see us picking up many points in the next 10 games, never mind in the next few games. We are in big, big trouble. There's no imminent signings. There's no talk about any more players coming in. We are on our knees, at death's doors and the championship is already knocking after 2 games with Steve Bruce in charge. That's how I feel. So it's not really much of a match report about the match itself, but it's my reaction after the game. I'm sorry it's a bit of a rant, but it had to be said, and I had to try and put my feelings across. You know, if what I feel should be done, what could be done better. I hope people agree with me. If you don't agree with me, please comment and tell me why. That's what we're all about, having debates. But that is my team, how I would like to see us play. It's just a shame we haven't got the manager who knows how to change things up. He's a one-trick pony. He's struggling. He needs to be sacked. It's as simple as that. Well, I've been Barry. This has been The World of Sport. This has been FullTyne. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, please subscribe if you haven't. It would be great to get my numbers up. And if I get to 500, I will give away that T-shirt for free. I've already given one prize away for free. And please hit that like button if you've enjoyed this, so it shares it with more like-minded people on YouTube. You know, the more likes, the better. And the best thing you can do for this channel is watch the video through to the end. Because if you do that, again, it shows YouTube that people are interested in watching me. But I've really enjoyed it. Coming up in the future, we've got Channel 69 News coming up tomorrow, Monday. Tuesday night, the Premier League roundup will continue with Billy. On Wednesday, it might be a day off. Hey. Thursday, we'll have the look ahead to the Southampton game. We've got 2 Southampton fans coming on. And on Friday, we will be speaking to Graham Bell from the NUFC. So another one to follow up from Greg's great show. So please tune in. Please hit that bell button so you get reminded of it. And I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Thanks for watching.